Did take that one, I believe. Cool. Right, let's share this out, and then we'll start our hunt for the day. Morning, people. What we saying? You can see the Asian range has been swept nice and early. Morning. Yeah, I got the coffee in. I ran a little bit late. Fucking queues, mate. Bucket is full at the moment. Takes the piss. Can't wait for everyone to leave. Oh, sorry about that. Morning, Lewis. Right, let's get some analysis up. So first of all, start off by recognizing that the Asian range has been swept like that, and then we see what other liquidities are we after. So we've swept this low as well, and we have just swept this low, and we've just swept this low. So what does that tell us? It tells us that the market has hunted a lot of stops. A lot of stops have just been taken from this move. So there's money pouring in the market, and this may cause a reversal to the upside. May. Doesn't mean it has to. Just an idea for us to consider. So one there, one there, one there, one there, and then the next session range would be all the way down here. So I don't know if the market would have the juice to come and collect that. Let me actually rejig some of those that have been taken now. Relock that. Shift these into the middle like this. Cool, so that's the story on EU. If we look higher time frame on EU, we were looking at longs on all of the X dollar pairs. AU didn't go our way, we hit stop on that. NU is kind of heading to a stop loss right now. So the idea may be the EU goes lower as well. This this breakout higher may not be what's happening, which I would agree with on EU as well, because we have this daily support which got broke beneath. Maybe this is just simply acting as resistance back to the downside, rather than the idea which was that this goes higher, which was supported by technicals. But if this is going to break lower, that's not a problem at all. We just make back what we lost by trading it lower, and everything works out. Happy days. So how that looks is basically we already actually see it on AU. If I show AU, it's a lot easier to see here. So where we had this breakout of this trend, this blue trend line broke out, used the support, broke out again higher. Usually that tells you that this isn't a fake out and that price is actually trying to push higher. But now that we've had our first lower low print, this kind of suggests price might be going back down. We never know. So what you have to look for here is, okay, where's the next line of support, which would be this trend line. Here's your actual higher low, okay, from this high, this low. So this is also a key area to note. I'm not putting a line on there because I don't want it to look like a fucking laser show with like a million different lines. This is confusing enough for the naked eye as it is. But basically 1 touch, 2 touch, there's the third trend line support, which we want to watch. If this holds or if this breaks, that's a key note. This is the local resistance here, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. Again, important to note, does this break out higher and go above? That'll tell us the story there. I'll remove this intraday analysis there to kind of clean it up a bit. But yeah, this idea of pushing higher like this has fell through. So now we look to see where the market is trying to go next. So it's more a case of just waiting and seeing. There's nothing really you can do here. If you're trying to take a trade here, you're kind of getting it in a bit too early, based on what we're looking at. So yeah, I was lining up something where we see what you just saw there before is basically looking at this as a trend that broke beneath, had a substructure, head and shoulders, broke beneath, and then we could have traded a pullback into one of this fair value up here lower, down to this trend line. It would have been a tight trade, but price broke beneath lower anyway and didn't really come back up to where we wanted it to. This kind of tells us that NU is probably going to hit stop loss. It's on its way down there. We did have opportunity to close it out at break even if we wanted to, but I don't really like doing that. I'd rather just let it hit TP or stop loss, because you know it's still a valid trade. Just because a trade didn't go your way doesn't mean it's not valid. So whenever it's a valid trade, I'd just kind of let it breathe, let it do its thing. You never know what's going to happen. We saw it last week or maybe 2 weeks ago with the GU long. Everyone was expecting it to go short, saying, oh, should I just close it now because I don't think it's going to win. You just got to let it breathe and see what happens, okay? But that being said, I do think this is probably just going to follow suit of what we saw on AU, where it does go lower, break that low, and then we just see what happens from there, basically. We've had an absolutely stellar month with very minimal losses, probably up about 20%, I think it is, so far. So yeah, the last couple of days of January are letting us down a little bit here, took a couple losses, but it's not the end of the world, it happens. So, that being said, that's our sort of higher time frame. Let me look at what's happening higher time frame on GU. So GU was in this channel. Let me change that into blue as well. GU was in this channel, broke above. We have the substructure on GU that didn't actually break above, given a buy signal, so that's cool. At the moment we're just kind of teetering using this old resistance as support. Seeing what's going to happen there. The lower support for GU is this trend. So maybe, I don't know, maybe GU could be up for sales. Because GU didn't actually give that signal to buy like the others did. Could maybe catch some trades on the 15-minute lower here. This is your local trend. Yeah, I'd call it that. And then right now, we're breaking below this. We're breaking below this, so what we want to see on GU, there's your area to watch for a, well, it wouldn't even really be a change of character, just a level to watch. It's just a low, isn't it? The previous low to watch. This was your change of character. See if the price breaks that. And then basically the idea here with GU that we could play on is if we have this substructure form, maybe something like that, and then a break below, we could trade GU lower, sell from there. But yeah, again, just wait and see. With that being said, we're understanding that we're in a little bit of no man's land with these two, which is kind of a good thing for me because it means intraday could go either way. So you don't really have any direction that you would reject with intraday now that we've analysed that, okay? So let's do the same on GU, where we say, okay, session's been swept. Like that. Boom. Next level that it'll come to take down here. We've got some liquidity up here. This session range. Another one. So yeah, we've got all these lows down here that GU could be targeting, which is really nice to see. If it does go higher, oh, we've done this one. This one. So this basically gives us an idea of the draws on liquidity, the draws on price. If price is going to move, where is it trying to seek? Okay, in order to remain a zero-sum game, people's stop losses have to be taken to pump money back into the market and allow buy orders to convert by changing sell orders into buy orders and buy orders into sell orders and stuff like that. Now what we look for intraday is a trend at this point. So let's put our little pink box on. Like that. We can get rid of that. Right, okay, so 2 minute, not trending. 5 minutes, only had one tap. Not really seeing any opportunities on EU there. GU, I think I did. I think this 2 minute is giving a plausible sell. while EU has came all the way down here and took these session lows, GU hasn't done that yet. Okay, so we have all of this room on GU, which is still yet to fall. That's cool. We're also getting ideas based on the EMA here. So it's not perfect, but you can see how this has been used as some form of resistance and price has stayed below it. So we can use that as resistance if we're looking for those sells. Prices just broke out of this channel, closed beneath on the 1 hour. This is our support at the moment, which is the only thing that I'd really watch. But if price is printing lower highs and lower lows, this level needs to be tested. So basically, we are looking for sells. We're not blindly looking for sells. We need it to actually be a decent position. Price has sold off quite a lot so far. Got a fair value left behind on the 1 hour. Let's mark that out of interest. The 5 minutes a bit more valid. Okay, we've got this support, 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 broke beneath, and then it's actually wicked the 5 minute rather than if you look on the 2 minute, yeah, it's still resistance, but we've had the closes above, whereas the 5 minute is actually wicking. So maybe the 5 minutes a bit more relevant here for this. So if we're looking for this to sell off, we want to take all of that information into account. This could be the move of the day that we're looking at. Mater, hi, how you doing, mate? You good? Let me share the links out now that we've got something on screen. Get the MetaTrader loaded up. GU. So what we want to see is price come into this zone, give us some form of rejection, and then come to the downside. Keep that one tidy there. Look to join VIP. Roughly how many signals are posted a week? As I'm sure you can imagine, it varies. That's why you've said roughly. I'd say roughly like 3 to 5 trades a week, but it will depend. Like sometimes we can get 3 trades in a day, and then some weeks it might be 3 trades all week. But I'd say generally about 3 to 5 trades a week sums it up. Those are a mix of intraday trades, where we're here trading London session on 5 minute and 1 minute, and then we got some day trade swing trades, which are more like 15 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. So if you can make the intraday trades, great. If you can't, don't worry about it. We've got day trading and swing trading that literally anyone can do. The way that I got into trading full time was through swing trading. Through my swing trading, I'm able to make 5% a month. Started trading that on funded accounts and went full time with it. So I know that you can trade swing trading alongside a full time job. Most times you've got like a whole 12-hour to 24-hour window before you need to take a trade. So you can do that on your way to work. You can do that on your break. You can sneak your phone in at work on the toilet breaks and stuff, like I was doing. Because intraday trading, like, it's good if you can do it, if your lifestyle accounts for it, even if it's not every single day of the week. But swing trading, I do prefer it for beginners. It's my preferred approach. From experience, it's the best way to get into trading. It's also a lot less psychologically demanding when you're watching the tick candles and having to like wait for that entry across a space of like 5 minutes that you get to enter, and getting stressed about it and your heart's beating and you're all panicking and stuff. Swing trading is a lot easier for that. Just going to get a screenshot of the live. Spread the word out. I'm on my new setup today. You'll notice on the photos, got my new desk up, got my new chair up. Loving life. As a trader, when you start out, you've got this dream of like, working on my phone, working on my laptop by the beach, blah blah blah. And listen, I've been there, done that. It's a lot better to just be sat at your own fucking desk trading, like in your own space. It's so different to working an office job when you're in your own office. But it's fucking annoying trading by the beach. I tell you now, sun in your eyes, fucking flies, people pissing you off. Overrated. Every time you want a fucking water and a coffee, you gotta deal with all the fucking hassle compared to just grabbing it from your own fridge. It's a hard life. Alright, let's get this shared out. Yeah, I'm only joking. Vitamin D overload. Yeah, you know what, mate? In the UK, I think the massive reason why people are cunts and depressed is lack of vitamin D. Genuinely. Like, even when I was back home, I used to take vitamin D tablets. I think it's a necessity. If you live in the UK, you need to be on some vitamin D supplements. What do we think? Is this one going to hit today? Mate, I swear to God, if I get one more fucking OnlyFans bot messaging. Who else is getting them at the moment? Hey, you're cute. You should message my main profile. Hey, my bestie got obsessed with your amazing profile today. I don't know how she found your page, to be honest. She's super into you at the moment. And it's like a 0 followers account. Fucking just lead generating for someone's OnlyFans. It's fucking pissing me off. Is there, like, you can't even if you block one of them, the next one comes after you. Genuinely. There needs to be some sort of fucking regulation on that shit. Hey buddy, that's my friend's account. She thought you were cute. You should message her. Thanks, Virginia. With your fucking 12 followers. Right. Enough of that degen shit. Send this link out. Bosh. This one pulled back 61, this one pulled back 61. We might not get the 78.6, this might be 71. Could trade it to that low. So 4.3. This is a nice little break of that, pull back, retest the level, back down. So yeah, we support it. Love your post yesterday, make sure any losses. That's the reason I've been following for over 2 years now, so transparent. Yeah, it's the way to be, mate. I feel like I've been through that journey of being a beginner trader, seeing how everyone kind of does it, and then now that I'm at this point that I do trade full time, I just think it's so fake. Like, most people that do it are so fake about it. And it's hard to learn. It's a very hard skill to learn because it is a probabilistic nature. It's not like, oh, if I'm doing it right, then I'm just going to win every trade. And you sort of fall victim to that because there's nothing really like that in normal life. It's like you show up to an exam, you get given a question. If you answer the question right, you get a mark. If you don't answer it right, you don't get the mark. If you show up to work and work 12 hours, you get paid whatever your hourly pay is times 12 hours. Whereas trading is a completely different ball game from any of that. It is not output relates to input, like directly anyway. It is genuinely a whole different kettle of fish when it comes to probabilities. And understanding that is so hard. Like, you can be doing everything right as a beginner in trading and you're taking losses, but you don't understand that taking losses is fine. It's just part of the game. Until you have that like Excel sheet of data that's like, right, here's all my trades for the past 2 years. Here's how many I've won, here's how many I've lost, here's what they all add up to, wins and losses. And then you can be like, right, okay, I make 5% a month on average. Some maybe like 5 months out of 12 I'm positive, 7 months out of 12 I've either not really made that much, it's break even, or I'm actually negative for the month. But overall it adds up to a positive sum. And it's not until you have that like mass amount of data, which you can get from back testing, by the way, that you actually realise that, oh, it's actually fine to lose trades. Like, it is just part of the game. It doesn't mean you've done it wrong. But no one really shows that. Everyone, all these trading influencers and marketers and that, they just obviously want to sell the dream. That like, oh, I never lose a single trade. I've got a fucking 95% win rate, and I make 100% each time. It's like, it's a load of bollocks. It is a load of bollocks. The reason a lot of them can't show their losses is because their losses are fucking massive, and they don't actually know what they're doing. So, as soon as you pull the curtain back and understand, like, most of these people that claim that they're traders aren't actually traders. They're just fucking salesmen. But yeah, right, EU's broke the low. That's good. Now we have decent sell structure here and EU going lower, which is what we wanted to see. We've got this huge trading range now. This is fucking huge. Okay, so we might want to look for some other areas on this. So this is our 1 hour order block. This wick that might look to be filled. Got a half an hour fair value gap. Apart from that, it is basically just a wick that needs filling in. So this gives us a massive trading range for the day, which is good. So yeah, once this drops off a bit, we can look to catch this on a higher low, a lower high. Sorry, trade this to the downside. And that'll either be on the 2 minute or the 5 minute. Well, obviously price is price. This might break lower as well without tapping us in. If it is interesting, we could trade this on the 2 minute instead. If this might tap up, don't think it will. But it looks like we are having a bearish London. We've left behind a fair value gap here, which is good. Fair value gaps tell you a few things. First of all, and the most common way that people look at fair value gaps is, oh, this is an area of inefficiency. In order to maintain proper order flow, this kind of needs to be recovered at some point. What they also tell you is that there's a huge amount of selling pressure right now, because in order to leave that area of inefficiency behind, in the present moment, that means that there's too much selling pressure to do it right here, right now. Okay, so just because you've got a fair value gap there doesn't mean price is going to come back up and fill it right now. It just tells you like the amount of pressure that's in the market right now. Yeah, that's broke the low in terms of price driving lower. So cool, we've got the 2 minute and 5 minute that kind of line up as resistance. The 5 minute not so much anymore, because this has broke the low without even coming anywhere near it, whereas the 2 minute still holds true on that. So that's giving us a time frame to trade on. EURUSD pretty similar as well. So we've got classic lower low, lower high structure. We've got valid trading ranges all the way down here, which is a really nice thing to see. Let's just hope price does actually tag us in before that's hit, and doesn't just absolutely melt off to it without presenting us with an entry. How did you learn all this, like strategies and what you're looking for? It's all Chinese to me at the moment. Yeah, it can seem like that. So for about the first 18 months, I'd say, I went down the egotistical route of thinking, I'm not buying anyone's course, I'm not getting a mentor, I'll just learn it all myself and be self-taught and self-made and all of this stuff. And I spent a good 18 months doing that and getting absolutely nowhere. If you're just piecing together like all the free videos and stuff on YouTube, trading doesn't really work like that. So I used to be a bit of a mixed martial artist. If you type in Callum Hurst MMA on YouTube, you'll see some of my scraps. And basically, I was looking at trading like it was MMA, where I was thinking, if I get better at boxing and if I get better at Muay Thai and I get better at Jiu-Jitsu and all these different art forms and get better at each one of them, it's going to strengthen me as a trader holistically, and I'm just going to be the best trader I can. And that's not really how trading works, because it's not like a one after the other set of steps that you need to follow. There's a lot of different concepts and theories that you could learn in trading. That's not what you need. What you actually need is just a clear A to Z trading plan. There's so many things that you could learn in trading that are just complete irrelevant to trading. You just need a set of rules to follow to understand the market in some way that works, in a clear and concise set of confluences, confirmations, and like risk management processes and stuff. So for me, I use, let me write them down, okay, so that it's a bit clearer. I use Elliott wave principles, I use EMA, I use Fibonacci tool, fair value gaps, order blocks, site levels, classic like just normal structure, could call it support and resistance, and that's basically it. That's basically all I use. But it's not about like, oh, let me just learn all of those on YouTube and then I understand how to trade. It's a lot more than that. There's a very good story to describe it, okay? And I'll tell you now. So there's an elderly woman. She's got a problem with her plumbing, and she can't figure out what it is. And then she rings up the plumber, says, oh, something's wrong with my pipes, come around and sort it. He's like, yeah, sound. Comes over, takes a look at the pipes, spends like a good few minutes like putting his ear to him, listening to it, feeling him out and stuff. Gets his hammer out and just bangs it on the pipe. And that's it, fixed, sorted. He's like, right, okay, cheers, that'll be £1,000, love. And then she's like, what do you mean? All you did was bang the pipe with your hammer. And he's like, yeah, that's the easy part. knowing where to bang it is what's worth the £1,000. So, moral of the story and how that relates to trading is that knowing how to actually take a trading setup and doing all that list of things that I just showed you there, that's the easy part. Okay, the actual executing of the trades is so easy. You just wait for it to appear on these candlesticks and then it's a trade, that's it. The hard part about trading is the patience of waiting for that, knowing when to trade and knowing when not to trade, all the psychology while your trade's playing out, the psychology of losing 5 trades in a row and knowing if it's still the right thing to do, and all that sort of stuff. So actually learning a trading strategy is the easiest part. I'm making a course on it right now and I'll give most of it away for free. That's the easiest side of trading, is actually, right, okay, what is happening on the charts. The hard part about it is actually doing it, is the actual banging of the pipe. That's where you sort of need that experience and that confidence and that emotional intelligence and psychology and stuff. Classic cliche thing, trading's 90% psychology. It is. You don't really understand that until you're doing it, basically. But yeah, I hope that helps. Basically, after my 18 months of just trying to trade myself from like free YouTube videos and shit, I decided, you know what, this isn't working. I've saved up a little bit of money from working. Why don't I just give one of these courses a go? Vouch for the guys first, so I didn't just get the first guy on Instagram that I saw with a fucking rented Lambo. I made sure that I could actually follow along their YouTube videos, understand what they're teaching for free, can see that they're making long form content of their actual trades, doing trade recaps of their actual trading breakdowns and stuff. So that's a massive part. Like if you're looking to buy a course or actually learning from someone, ignore all of that lifestyle shit. All of that lifestyle marketing is purely just trying to prove to you that they make money. But they can make money from scamming people and they can make money from selling fake courses and stuff like that. The most important part is, can they actually educate you on trading, give out free value, and then have something on the back of that as well. So yeah, I bought a course like 18 months in, actually studied it, put it to practice, did all the back testing, found that the strategy worked, and then spent a few years improving it. Like as I went along, obviously actually trading it, found out ways to improve it, make it work for me, make my own personalized trading plan from it. Because what works for someone else might not work for you based on your lifestyle as well. Like if I'm trading London session, but obviously you're at work throughout London session, it's not going to be the one for you. But you can take that part of the trading plan and change it to what works for you. Find a pocket of New York session that it works, or Asian session. So when you're looking at an actual trading plan, part of it is deciding in what hours are you going to trade, which is a massive part. As well as other things like the time frame that you're going to trade on, what's the maximum amount of trades you're going to take per week and stuff like that. So the actual strategy side of trading is like the tip of the iceberg. And while there is a lot of bits for free on YouTube, you can't really go all the way from free stuff on YouTube. That's what I found out anyway. Right, this is marinating quite nicely. To be honest, we're just waiting for a pullback and then we'll trade it lower. So if this is going to be the low, we want to look for some rejections from our zone. Just like this. Oh, this is printed lower now. Yes, CM. Bringing up them old MMA videos. Yeah, it was a fucking good fight, mate. I wanted to go full time with it, but I I had to go to uni. Turns out I've got quite a smart head on my shoulders, so I did really just want to pursue the MMA route and the boxing route. Like, my coaches were wanting me to go pro. Obviously, when it was ready, I couldn't do it at 17, of course. But it was a trade-off between like basically all of my coaches and like pro boxers and pro MMA fighters, they were all like 30 plus years old, and like they'd have to pull over from driving to like pop their knee back in because their fucking knee was dislocated, or they can't spar anymore because they've got fucking brain problems and shit. So I looked at that and the chances of like becoming like UFC champion, plus the pay, they are heavily underpaid in that category. Like if you're an MMA fighter or a boxer, you're only really highly paid when you're like the champion. At the time I was MMA fighting, you had the fucking like second best guy in the division still working part-time as a fireman just to make up the wage. So money wise I thought, you know what, let me go get this engineering degree. Because from A levels, lads, I got fucking 2 A stars in maths and further maths, and then an A in physics. Like, I'm a clever lad. So I thought, I'm not going to waste that, even though I can fight, I'm not going to waste that on chasing a career that might be a bit of a fantasy when I've got quite a safe route going down that route. But then obviously started learning trading on the side as well, going into that, and escape the 9 to 5 this way, rather than risking fucking brain injuries and having to pop my knees and shoulders back into place every day. But I do regret not going down that route to see what would have happened, because it is a good sport, but you can always do it as a hobby, innit? Right, see what happens with GU. GU is my preferred one of the two, I think. EU's just going lower. Alright, I'm going to take a quick toilet break. Hopefully this trade doesn't come up in the meantime. And we're back. Cool, yeah, this hasn't gone anywhere. It's lining up okay though. We've got a hourly candle closed beneath this, so yeah, this is a confirmed change of character. That's good to see. This will basically form our substructure beneath here. We've got a fair value gap left behind there, which is nice. Momentum's building on these candlesticks. It probably means NU is going to get tapped out. Yeah, that'll get stopped out. So alternatively from this, if this, we can just assume that's stopped out now. This becomes our break of structure, like that. Move that to the right. So prices broke beneath that. This was our substructure. If this actually does fully break beneath, this is now a break of substructure, and we can look to trade this lower. Okay, so directions reversed. Don't cry about your losses, they happen. Market doesn't want to push higher anymore, we're pushing lower. Cool, we can actually trade that lower. Important to not do this out of emotion and not out of revenge. Okay, only take the trade lower, and you have to be really careful with this. When I was quite new to trading, and be like when I was first profitable in trading, I would just avoid taking a trade in the opposite direction after I'd hit a stop loss, because it is very easy to do this out of emotion and out of revenge. Only do it if the trade is still a valid setup, okay, which this one is. So this is your trend that was broken, so this is your break of structure. Now this was the structural low, the substructure. Prices close beneath that, this becomes the break of substructure. What we want now is give it some time, wait to see if that prints a low. If this comes back up and refills this level, we can trade that to the downside. Okay, so that's what we're going to wait on now for this. So let's change that to orange, and then the idea here is break of substructure, and then we wait for that classic schematic. Go lower, trade it from an area in there, and go lower. Cool. And then that is basically presenting itself across the other pairs. AU has already fulfilled the trading range, which is to this trend line. I wouldn't really try sell it through that. AU's already met that level. So this is what we're going to try and emulate on NU as well, if this is following suit down here. So that would be our valid trading range, like that, and we'll trade it down to there. This isn't the same on GU yet, because GU has only just broke this trend. So this is just your break of structure. What we'd need to see on GU is a low form, and then that break as well, lower. This has only just had the change of character, confirming that, okay, this is now a head and shoulders basically, and price is going to trade lower. And the way that that might happen is, you see this trend line here, this original trend line that got broken out, price might just trade back inside that trend line again and trade lower. Yeah, GU and EU, they've not formed that low yet. That was kind of acting like it was a low, but it hasn't acted like one. Just waiting on these to go lower, really. Right, okay, while we wait for this, I'm just going to mute my mic a bit and get some messages replied to. Right, got what looks to be a hint of a bottom. Let's mark it up. EU is looking more relevant on the 5 minute right now. So we'd be looking at those levels. And GU selling off a bit harder at the moment. I'd still look on the 2 minute for that. We'll inspect price action as it approaches the zones. It might be a 71. It might even be a 61.8 if we are selling off hard. So we'll see. Set an alert, and then we'll come back once that's been hit. Okay, so we're seeing signs of rejection on this quite early from the 50% on both of these. So, especially on GU, we're seeing that reject early. We could have a play on the 61. Put that a pip above and see if we want that as the trade setup or not. It's always a little bit more risky going from that level, but if price is telling you it's not going to come up to the 71, it can be done. EU, I would probably wait for the 71. Maybe add a bit more on that. Right, so on GU, it looks like we've got a little bit of action. Prices are retracing up here. I would still want to look for this 61.8 level, which would basically sweep this liquidity as well, and continue to the downside. I don't really want to take a fib from that lower high, just because of how little of a wave this one is. So I would want to see that high get swept in order for me to actually trade that. GU still didn't break the low, so we're waiting on that to hit the 71. Hopefully this comes up soon. need to update this in the VIP. That's a stop loss hit. Shame, but it happens. And now it presents us with a change of character to trade price lower. So it's not all doom and gloom. Leave that on there, and then update that. Been told Midas had a good day. I'll load that up on my other screen while we see how this one reacts. Let's load up the Midas VPS. Yeah, so little scalp on Midas, buy on gold, $20 on a 5k account, that's on gear 1. So what's that? 0.4% scalp on gear 1. So that would be 1.2% on gear 3. Nice. Let's check on the winning streak at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 trade win streak. Can have some real good runs on this. December, was that December? End of October. Yeah, the last quarter of 2024, we took more losses than usual. This one's usually around about 85-90% win rate, which should pick up from now. But yeah, nice little trade on that while we've been intraday trading. Let's post that one in the group there. GU alert's been hit. It's coming up higher. I said we wanted to take the 61, so we want to see some rejection here first. If we do look to take GU as the trade, let's price it up. 6.2 pip stop. Get this on the big screen. GU 1 minute. GU is currently a 3 tick spread. Would be a sell limit. This isn't a rejection. Six and a half pips. I want 30 lots of GU. This is our liquidity. Check this on the 1 minute. So 6.5, we'd need 30 lots. So maybe we could prepare this now. Not ready for an entry yet, just preparing it. We sell in, we buy out. That's what we'd place. Not ready yet though. EU. We want to see it reject this level first, so again, not ready on that one. No rejections yet. Alright, let's take a look into this. It's not really rejecting. I'm not going to enter that right now because it's not really rejecting. This could mean that we don't enter from the 60 and we actually look to enter from the 71, depending on where we get this rejection. This might be the rejection that we've been waiting for. If so, then I might place the limit back on there if it's rejecting this level. So I can actually just undo all of that. There we go. Yeah, this might be the one. Okay, boom, that's the one. That's the rejection we needed. Limit orders placed based on this. Let's do it. So 60, yep. 25, yep. Bang. Cool. Duplicate that. Sell limit, same goes, wash. Alright, let's get this one updated. Limit from there down to that. Let's make this look neater. TP1, TP2, those offers are fine. Cool. Right. Send out to the VIP. And this is pound US dollar. This is 3.73 RR. See if this tags us in. GU could still be valid. EU, sorry. See how that's looking on the 2 minute. Yeah, that's decent rejection from the 61. Not as deep an entry as we usually go, but it's been quite a sell-off. See if this one just taps us in and comes back down. Five minute looks good. Just need to get tagged in. Not sure if EU will give or not. So this is a limit. This is a limit order now. We've had the rejections that we've needed, and we'll look to get tapped in on a limit if it retests at 61.8. Looks like it's trying to sell off. Good sign and a bad sign. You know, it'd be better if we were in. Really and truly, I could have probably set the limit here based on these two candles, but because they were like, you can say that both of those are rejection candles, but this one didn't really sell it to me. You know, it's a pretty, you can just tell, you know what I mean? Like, that's not really rejection. They're pretty low volume. So usually when I'm looking for my rejection candlesticks, I want like clear and prominent candles like these ones here. Those are a little bit weak, so I didn't really accept them. This bearish engulfing candle, that's the rejection that I was after. So yeah, just waiting for that to retap. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. We've not lost anything by just not being entered, but it would be nice if we get that retracement to double top tappers in and come back down. EU looks like it's forming a double top like this, maybe generating some liquidity there. This one's still on the cards. So we might not get that. We might not get that retest. Prices came back under the EMA and used it as resistance once again. Annoying because we could have caught that entry if I would have accepted these two as our rejection candles, but to me that's not strong enough rejection for the entry. So idea was right, strategy solid, it's just down to personal preference there. I didn't really want to take those as rejection. This one, yeah, but this one is not really the rejection that you want to see from liquidity being swiped. So yeah, shame we didn't get tagged back in, otherwise this would be on its way down for 3.7. This on EU could still have another chance, but I've only really got 40 minutes at best of London session left. Like, this could be a setup. Now I'm going to remove the limits from this because it's taken out that low. But yeah, shame that we didn't get tagged in. Happens. It's not a loss, it's just not a trade. But it's important to stick to your rule set and not deviate. It'll save you more times than it'll go against you. Interesting to see if we have anything on this EU. It's formed a double top and a triple bottom. Price has already been very well bearish, but we do have a huge lower range down here in this wick that needs filling. So like we mentioned at the start of the day, we could see a big EU sell-off. So this could be a nice nice trade that we tap into if the trading gods permit it today. I'll give it another half an hour and then we'll see. Same is true for GU. This still could be on. I don't really like it as much because it's swept this low compared to EU. EU has swept the low already and is gone beneath. But I mean, if we can get another 5-minute rejection in this zone, then it could still be on again. For this and this. Definitely prefer EU. To be honest, I might just leave this trade. We're approaching the hour zone before New York. We've left behind some fair value in the London session, and on GU we've swept that session. So rather than looking to continue this on, we could see this pull back and fill that fair value in New York and maybe not push down further. So I'm not going to take these. I'm going to leave the charts alone for the rest of London. If it happens, it happens, but we're avoiding a loss in this scenario. And I'm fine with that. We're having like triple bottoms form here as we're swiping a session range, so trying to sell this on further at this time is a little bit more risky. If this setup was presenting itself maybe an hour ago, I wouldn't be like this, but because we're coming up to that that lunch hour, I'm gonna leave it. So yeah, not too much action in this London session. We placed a limit and then removed it. If we got the original entry, we would have gone stop loss to break even, and by the looks of it, maybe get stopped out at break even. So still wouldn't have been much action. Interesting developments on the dollar pairs on the majors. So we've just had that stop loss wicked out. We want to see if this breaks structure solidly and then continues lower. We can have some 15-minute trades go lower, which we'll be looking at in the VIP group for the rest of the day, and they'll be called out in the VIP. Or interesting to see if this just swipes these recent lows and pushes higher. So interesting scenario on the dollar at the moment. But yeah, if you do find this useful for sort of learning my strategy and learning about trading, make sure to smash the like button. It really helps to see how many people like these sessions. And yeah, I guess I'll see you tomorrow, guys, if you're not in the VIP. VIP is currently £199 for lifetime access. Come the 1st of February or midnight on the 31st, that's going to be removed forever, and we're going to change it to a £365 yearly membership or £50 a month. That's where you're going to get all these lives, the whole weekly breakdown ahead of time and afterwards as a recap, as well as all of my swing trades, day trades and intraday trades in there, as well as the VIP lounge, which is your open community with all of our traders and mentors, and really the best place to network and learn as a trader if you want to become full-time. So yeah, cheers for your time, guys, and I'll catch you tomorrow.